Okay, as the title says, I am back at doing YouTube again. I'm going to try to do some more videos and keep updated. Hopefully, y'all like it. This is actually the second time I've done this. I watched the other ones and it's way too long, so I'm going to give you a real quick version of everything that's going on. I got some notes here, try to make it quick. Put a few clips in, maybe some pictures. We'll make it fast, short video. All right, OBS is gone. Kind of got tired of it. I wanted to go faster and not have to redo a lot on it to do that. So I actually traded for a Harley. Have buddies that ride, and I just want to do something a little different. I haven't rode in a while, so that's that. Next thing is I got a S10 Blazer. Hopefully that platform would, do exactly what I want it to do. There's a lot of people that do all those S10 stuff, and it's not a Fox body, so that's nice. Next thing is the Z's completely done. I've already done it a few times, if you want to call that. We went to one dyno session. We had issues with the transmission shifting. We couldn't get to stay in gear, third gear, want to downshift. So we were having issues kind of getting it dialed in. If I remember correctly, it was like around 10 pounds of boost, 550 horsepower. It is a Gen 3, which can push more than that, but we're having the issues, so we want to make sure that we're dialing in pretty good. But we left it around there for now. I went to H-Town, did True Street. I actually broke the transmission. The pump in the transmission grenaded. So, out first round. Come back home, pull the transmission, fix the pump, get the converter fixed and restalled. It was super tight. That was one of the biggest problems. It would only go up to about 3,200 RPMs, and it was just super hard to get it up on the two-step. Now it goes up to around 4,000 easily, which is probably a problem also, and I'll let you know about that. So we fixed the converter. The second one is we go to another H-Town event and turned it up a little bit more from what we did at the dyno. And of course it wasn't enough because those guys are all super fast. It did run really well. I'm still pretty happy with it, and I'm going to put a video of that in here.
Good.
And you'll see that. So I come home. I've kind of been driving on the street and everything, enjoying it. Just it's a driver. It's a fun car. I think after that, I actually had a little accident, which I didn't put the hood down all the way. So around 40 or so, the hood comes flying up, destroys everything. Windshield crushes in the roof, destroys fenders, the hood, of course. So now, kind of did a remodel. It's got a new carbon hood, A-pillars, roof, and hatch, and I rewrapped the car. So it's looking pretty good. Next thing was I was wanting to go ahead and upgrade the engine because it's a Gen 3 rods, pistons, really suck in those. So I did Eagle rods, Summit pistons, and a Summit cam. So a rod and piston motor. We go to dyno, and I'm gonna have a video of that right now. Dyno, we're having some breaking up issues. I think I fixed it, but it wasn't maybe at the best, like it was just temporary. And I think it was still maybe had a little bit of a miss. So it had those issues. Tuner was thinking the turbo was kind of either a little inefficient or just was not working for the setup very well. And then also the converter. The converter had a lot of slip between engine RPM and input shaft speed. It had probably about 1400 RPMs drop, which is pretty loose. So that could be causing some of the issue. How we left it was about 700 horsepower because I was trying to make it to a race in Abilene. So I would take it home. Of course, I did find an issue with one of the spark plug wires. The connector part actually backed out of the boot, so it wasn't even hardly touching the spark plug. So I think I had a miss there because whenever I pulled the plugs, you could tell that cylinder wasn't firing. So that was partially probably some of the issue. It ran really well after that, actually. So we go to Abilene. That track hadn't been raced on in like 3 years. It was super dusty. Not making excuses because I probably would have lost either way, but I'm going to show a video of that. I get lined up against a Fox body, and he goes A to B. I am all over the place. A lot of people were spinning. It was probably some of the slowest racing that I've seen until, last round that actually got a little bit of rubber down. But it was still fun, and that track's going to be pretty cool to go to after it comes around. So I come home, and I said, well, let's get a new turbo. The old turbo is a VS Racing billet wheel 8096 T6. The new one I ended up getting was a VS Racing, their next gen. It's a billet wheel 88102. Old turbo, to push 1,000 it would be really pushing that turbo. The new one, they say it can go 1,200, 1,300 horsepower. So it should do pretty well without going too big and having lots of lag. So I put that on, and I just want to make sure everything seems good. We're still kind of set at that 700 horsepower, at least with the old one. So it might have gained some, or maybe make less even with the new one. I'm not sure, but I went, over to Mexico and just did some rips down the street, and I noticed that I had low oil pressure. So I limped it back home, waited probably a week or so, pulled the oil filter, cut it open, and lots of metal shavings. So I waited probably a month. I was pretty, fed up with it at that point, but I know it's racing, that's part of it. But I just had the motor out, probably had 50 miles on it, if that, and I have to pull the motor back out, but that's part of it. So I'm in the process of pulling it out. I do have a video that's going to be of the pulling it out and tear down of it, and seeing what the issues are, fixing it. I'm assuming it's probably a bearing and some parts going to have to get replaced, but that's pretty much it. So hopefully it's a nice short video, and y'all come back and watch some of the other stuff that I'm going to start putting out and try to get better at doing it. But yeah, so we'll see you on the next one, and hopefully we have some fun with this thing and get going faster. All right. See ya.